Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to
podcast.
another episode of the What Are We Doing podcast. My name is Levi McCurdy, and this is episode 138. Is that where we're at now? Is it 138? You can't keep track anymore. It's impossible. It literally is. It's 138. Of course it is. I know what I'm talking about. It's so simple to keep track of these podcast numbers every single week. It just goes up one every week. It goes up one more. If you haven't done so already, you've got to smash the subscribe button, okay? Not just with a single finger tap. I mean, when you literally go to the subscribe button and throw your device at the wall. Smash the ever-living crap out of the subscribe button. I'll tell you why. Because 1,500 plus of you have done so already. Congratulations to you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the journey with me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the What Are We Doing podcast. It's been a long way so far, obviously, at least 138 weeks, right? And so it's just been great. It's been great to see all of you guys on the comments and just leaving me nothing but positive affirmations, just the compliments, oh my gosh, you're great. Oh, I love this podcast. This is the best podcast ever. I love this podcast. The host, oh my gosh, he's such a good podcast host. His voice, everything about him, his cadence, his sense of security and ambiguity, and I don't even think that's a word. I think I just combined the words, two different words that just to make up a new word because that's how insane I am of a podcast host. These comments that you guys are leaving on my YouTube videos, my shorts are blowing up. Thank you guys to everyone who hit the subscribe button, who hit the like button, and who has helped grow and maintain my sanity throughout this entire podcast process. Because if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't be here today. You know what I mean? Not like in the, morbid sense, but in the sense that I probably would have stopped this show years ago. There's absolutely no reason for me to wake up, come up to the studio, sit down in front of a microphone. Oh, and by the way, I have to spend the whole previous week promoting, posting, clipping, uploading. Now I have some help with that. Shout out to Jeff. What up? And, but a lot of time it's the shorts, it's the captions and the descriptions and the scheduling. I got to make all the thumbnails. There's so much to do on top of doing all that. Then I have to plan this week's episode. Am I going to wing it like I'm doing today? Am I going to write it all out? Am I going to have a bunch of videos? I'm going to have a bunch of TikTok. What kind of episodes are going to be? Then once I figure that out, then I got to come up here. I got to sit down in front of the microphone. I got to record it. I should have put a gun in my mouth years ago. Okay. But I persevered. I pushed through, and here we are. It's episode 138. And I can't thank you enough. And if you're still rocking with me this far into the episode, shout out to you guys. When you're done hitting subscribe, make sure you hit the like button. Now I'm going to spend the next 5 minutes talking about why the like button's so important and how appreciative I am of you for clicking that. Ready? Here we go. You should I'm just kidding. So, shout out to the new subscribers. Shout out to you guys. And shout out to the ones who leave after this episode comes out because they couldn't handle it. And so here we are. And my TikTok feed this morning was buzzing with some news. We'll get to that in a minute. But basically, I'm sorry the podcast is late. Okay, I get it. Today's Monday. And usually I post on Friday. And so I know what everyone's saying. Levi, where's the podcast? Oh my gosh. I spent this whole weekend worried because I thought the podcast, where's the podcast? And so I thought, oh my gosh, where's the podcast, Levi? And it's fine. I was busy. okay? Sometimes my jobs require me to be away on Fridays. And so then when my podcast schedule is on a Friday, then it becomes a little difficult. Sometimes I record from the car, sometimes I don't. This particular Friday, I didn't have the time, motivation, or energy to do so. And so where I was prom. I went to prom. And I know what else you're saying. Wow, Levi, you're like what? You're like 23 years old, 24 at most. What are you doing going to prom? And to that I say, I DJ'd it. It was fun. We did it before in the past. I'm pretty sure when I DJ'd the same prom for the same school last year, I talked about it. If you've been following the podcast for that long, shout out to you. A lot of shout outs this episode. We're shouting out a lot of people. So we went to prom. It was great. My setup looked awesome. They had these like floral garden enchanted forest arrangements that like fit perfectly where my truss and my facade was and everything else. And so it was great. Playlist was banging. I DJ'd the shit out of it. And so we'll clip that later. And it was great. It was fun. It was a blast. And I'm pretty sure we'll be invited back for year 3. And so based on the initial feedback we got at the end of the night, I'm pretty sure year 3 will be everything that we expected years 1 and 2 to be. And it was awesome. I love it. The energy was great. The best thing about, listen, I know there's this stigmatism. There's this stigmatism around DJs. Like I keep seeing all of these TikToks and like clips and things online of DJs just like being shit on and completely destroyed like by most people. Like I just watched a guy with his buddies on the subway say no more DJs. Like I get it. It would seem as if the stereotype fits and that there are like, everybody's a DJ now. I get it, but been doing it for 10 years, been 11, been doing it for like 10 plus years, been doing it since 2013. So, I've kind of been in the game for a little bit, but it's so funny to me when these TikToks come up and the stereotype is so much hatred. It's so much hatred. Have you ever noticed this? Like just search for maybe just search for like DJs on TikTok. Well, no, because then you'll probably actually get DJs. But I don't know how you find it. I'm just on it probably because I am a DJ, this algorithm that TikTok has me on. But like the online social media like hatred towards anyone who says like, hey, I'm a DJ. Like, I'm pretty sure every comedian has shit on us. I'm pretty sure there was a clip, I think I posted a clip of like Tim Dillon and all these comedians just completely just like utterly destroying the career of a DJ. And it's actually, quite honestly, it's hilarious. I love it because I understand. I know what the job is. I fully understand what the job of a DJ entails. It's not more, and it's not anything other than pressing play. It is literally, at its core, someone paying you to press play. Now, there's other factors, of course, involved with the, running of the show. If you're going to MC, okay, you have to be comfortable on the microphone. You have to know how to use a microphone. A lot of people don't. You'd be surprised how many times I've handed a sane grown adult, a wireless microphone, and they hold it down like this. And it's over here. You can't even see it. It's off screen. That's how not anywhere near their mouth the microphone is. And then they look at me like I'm the idiot because I can't turn it up loud enough for the microphone to hear because it's all the way down here and not up here by your mouth. Hey, lady, Learn how to use it. We don't know how to use a microphone. So, you know what I mean? There's other things that come with it. If you have the lighting, I have the lights, of course. I've got, the equipment. We've got other services. So there's a lot more that goes into it than obviously just pressing play. But at its core, do not be fooled by the illusion that we throw on. You know what I mean? We create the illusion. DJs are magicians. It's partly probably why I ended up as a DJ, because we're essentially magicians, because we have to create the illusion that we're not just pressing play. And whether that illusion comes from mixing with turntables, you know what I mean? You could mix and fade out and do a little scratchy scratch and make the song a little bit more interesting. Or you could create that illusion with uplights and cameras and photography and video services. And oh, look, I got a photo booth. That comes with it. You want to hire me now instead. And so we create that illusion that at the end of the day, we're just pressing play. Now, the playlist also comes into part, okay? You got to have a banging playlist. If you don't know what you're playing on the playlist because you think it sounds good, because in your head you think it sounds good, you have to be inside the head of every single person you want on the dance floor. And the issue with that is they're not already on the dance floor. So you have to get inside their heads at first glance and then pray to God that what you're about to push play to gets them on the floor. And when you've been doing it for 10, 11 years, it's, pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? Formulated at this point. There is just a given of, 5 to 6 really good songs that you can start any party with. And so if you have access to that knowledge, then that makes for just an even better DJ. And so we create that illusion with our playlist, our lights, our other services, our boards, our mixers, our everything else that goes along with it, because at the end of the day, we're just press and play. So it was fun. Prom was great. It was a banger. And then the next day, we had a wedding. And this wedding, dude, let me tell you. Okay, so not only was our couple adorable, our groom had a Lego bow tie. Okay, so already a vibe off the bat. Secondly, during the reception, full-blown karaoke out on the patio, provided by yours truly, of course, part of the DJ production services, all a part of the illusion. And so we basically kicked off party time, okay? We kicked it off strong. Then everyone departed to the dessert buffet, which consisted of like an ice cream bar, a s'more station, popcorn machine, cheesecake, pie, regular cake, cookies, brownies, and pretty much anything else under the sun that you can imagine for dessert. These guys had it all. So as the entire group leaves the dance floor, they all go get dessert. And then we get them back onto the dance floor with a few more songs. And then after I only played like, I don't know, 4 or 5 songs during party time that were like upbeat, energetic, I played Snap Your Fingers per the request of the bride, of course, by Lil Jon. Snap Your Fingers. It's a bop. And then a few other songs. And then for the remainder of the night, everyone was literally outside doing karaoke. We were all singing along, whether we had the microphones or not. Literally every single person that attended this wedding was participating in the karaoke, signing up for it, singing it, doing it right. Like the people in the back were singing, the people up front were singing. It was one of the funnest things that we've done at a wedding in quite a while. And I mean, listen, the wedding we had prior to that, banger kickoff to the year. Okay, that one was awesome. Killer party time. We smashed it. We had a blast. But when I tell you that the karaoke had this vibe that I don't think anyone was expecting. Like we've done it once before. We've had a request to do karaoke at a wedding once before. And when we did it that time, we stopped party time, okay? And then the last hour of the evening was the karaoke hour, right? And so this time, what happened this weekend was the bride wanted party time inside, simultaneously going on with karaoke outside. And so, but what ended up happening was everyone just kind of gathered in the karaoke room, and it was probably hands down one of the funnest things that we've done in a really, really long time. So if you're listening to this, if you're wedding planning, if you're contemplating, I don't know, like a photo booth or a grass wall or a t-shirt cannon, whatever you think you should have at your wedding, consider karaoke, okay? Did it destroy the dance floor? 100%. I had no one on the dance floor for the last hour of the evening. Everyone was outside. I turned on my cocktail hour playlist just in case there were people still in the room. But when I tell you no one was, because we were all singing the songs together, if you knew the words or not, half the time the karaoke singers didn't even know the words, even though they were on the screen right in front of them. If you want to have a different and yet honestly communicative, like the bride's family was singing, the groom's family was singing together, it was probably, and you know what else too, dude? When we have a typical wedding reception, right? There's two groups of people. There's those on the dance floor and those still sitting at their tables. And it's kind of like this awkward thing because like not everyone wants to dance. Not everyone's comfortable. Not everyone knows how. Whatever the reason is for not wanting to dance, it's fine. They don't want to dance. But what everyone can actually come together on and do is agree on the fact that none of us can sing, none of us know the actual words to the song, and everyone thinks they're auditioning for America's Got Talent, American Idol, whatever, The Voice, right? Everyone thinks they're the best, and with that attitude, everyone comes together. Even though there were some sitting down, there were some people standing up, we were all on the patio, we were in this gazebo kind of enclosed area of the venue, and it was probably one of the coolest experiences that we've had at a wedding in like maybe in our 10-year run, because it was everyone was participating. It wasn't a situation where 20 of us were on the dance floor and the other like 50 to 60 that were still there after dinner were just sitting down on their phones, like not in the moment, not caring about the songs I'm playing. And like, it was just this one big family, one big group, one kind of celebration. The photographers were in there. Everyone was there, the staff. It was so much fun. So if you're considering something different, ask your DJ or hire someone or just rent a speaker. It'll be cheap, or buy one off Amazon and just have karaoke at your wedding. It was a blast. I'm sure there's a video that I put on the screen, and it was so much fun. And at the end of the night, like, we ended it there. The end of the night, no one made it back to the dance floor. No one made it back to my party time, because we ended the night with so many requests for karaoke that we ran out of time. We banged it out we did the bride's favorite song for the final one. Everyone had a blast. I made my final announcements in the karaoke. Like, it was hands down a killer experience. So shout out to our couple. Shout out to them, man. And I'm offering it now. It's a service I'm definitely gonna suggest anyone who's like, yeah, what do you like? What should we do? Karaoke. Let's go. It's fun. Everyone's on the same level. And like, even if someone in your family or friend group can sing like a freaking angel, dude, even if that is the case, it'll be a hit. It'll be a blast. It'll be a smash. And then we'll all get up there and we'll sing the next Taylor Swift song together terribly like we've been doing for the last hour. Do it. Make it happen. If you're planning your wedding, hit me up. I'll DJ it. I'll bring the karaoke set up. It's not like I have a speaker. We got the microphones. We got the backdrop, the spotlight. We got the screen. We got the monitor, the surface, the whole 9 yards. It's great. Even, dude, karaoke, you can't go wrong with karaoke. You really can't. It's really just, some people are angry. Some people are angry at karaoke. You know what I mean? We won't name names, even though he's selling the bar, it's fine. But, we had one negative corporate experience with karaoke, whatever, just because the owner of the bar was like an idiot. It's fine. Wasn't our fault. But basically, dude, at your wedding day, I think that's my new jam. I think that's my new favorite thing to do on your wedding day. So, my TikTok feed this morning had nothing but this, New York DA, on it. Nothing but her traffic stop, basically, I think is what it was. Yeah. Okay. Here it is. Let's pull up the article. Here we go. New York District Attorney Sandra Doorley, on video refusing to pull over for officer and traffic stop. Okay. So, the video's hilarious, but basically what happened was a few days ago, the DA, she makes it very clear in the video. She's the DA. She's got a freaking badge and everything, dude. But Doorley, let's watch the video. Let's watch the video. Let's see how she's acting and what exactly unfolds here. And then I think we can make an assessment from there. So let's watch the video. Let's pull that up here we go.
I understand that, but that doesn't give you a right to go 55 and a 35. And you even admitted to me that you went 50. I understand that, ma'am. I understand that.
You know what? If you give me a traffic ticket, it's fine. I'm the one who prosecutes it, okay? Just go ahead and do it. Go ahead.
I just don't understand the hostility. I understand you're coming home from work.
And half the time I was on the phone with Dennis telling him, why are you pulling me over?
You're not even supposed to be on the phone to begin with. You should know that.
I'm hands-free? Absolutely.
Okay.
You should know the law.
Okay. If it is hands-free, that's great. But at the end of the day, you're going 55 and a 35. That's 20 miles over the speed limit.
Okay. You know what? That's fine. You know what I've been dealing with all day? 3 murders in the city. And do you think I really care if I was going 20 miles over the speed limit?
Okay, I'm just doing my job. If you pulled over when you saw my lights, which obviously you did.
I thought you were going somewhere else because I thought no one would ever pull.
Dude, okay, so Doorley, Ms. Doorley was coming from lunch. She was coming from lunch at 2, 3, late lunch. And we're gonna go ahead and just assume this wasn't in the report. This wasn't a part of the official release, but we're going to assume that she was probably drinking. You don't act like that, especially as the DA. She was elected as the New York DA in 2011. So she's been the district attorney for more than 10 years, for almost 15 years. Almost 15 years, I think 13. She's been the DA, and why wouldn't she pull over? Why wouldn't she? She's doing 55 and a 35. Hey, that's illegal. That's against the law. That's against the rules, lady. And so, obviously, she thinks she has a badge of power. She gets her badge out, and she's not stopping. She's not stopping. The cop's trying to pull her over, and she doesn't stop. She drives home. The cop got his lights on, flashing his siren, whoop, 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 right behind her. She says, oh, I didn't hear you. I was on the phone. I had my AirPods in. I was on the phone. And then the officer has the audacity to say, well, you shouldn't be on the phone while you're driving either. And she's like, well, actually, no, I can. Hands free, bitch. Like, so clearly, it's very clear she was intoxicated. I'm surprised they didn't give her a breathalyzer. Why they didn't give this woman a breathalyzer test is actually beside me. I'm very curious as to why they didn't give her. I mean, that might have caused even more issues, I guess, probably, right? That probably would have caused more issues. And so she tries to call her boss. She tries to call like the sergeant, lieutenant. She tries to call anyone she can to get out of it. And she's just blaming it on a bad day. Hey, can you blame? We all have bad days. The last time I just got done dealing with 3 murders. I just got sent a video of a murder, and like my fiance got a medical diagnosis that like we weren't expecting. And when like people were yelling at me all day, leave it, it's not working, that is all I hear all day. I'm gonna like, fuck it. I'm doing 50 and a 25 and I'm going home. I want to get home. I want to have another glass of wine like I just had at lunch. And I want to make it home just in time for, my evening shows. And if you can't respect that, then I'm going to need you to not try to pull me over, officer. Okay? Listen. And then she hiccups. And then, listen, if it's so funny, the apology, dude, it's just the layers of excuses.
I just come from work. I was dealing with 3 homicides that occurred over the weekend. I watched a video where an innocent cab driver was executed. And I was still reeling from a frightening medical concern that my husband received that afternoon. But we all had bad days and stress, and it was wrong for me to take it out on an officer who was simply doing his job.
She thought we would do what? We would just use our power, like just tossing out. Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? Like you know what I mean? That's ballsy to an officer, dude. Like, no, he probably doesn't. Like, if you put 6 people in front of me and ask me, hey, who's the district attorney in your state or whatever local government? I don't know. Who's the district attorney? I don't know. Do you? You don't? No. Fuck off. Like, no one know. Like, you don't know who the district attorney is, dude. And so, like, these officers, they take him. She drives all the way home. Is the best part about the whole thing is she drives all the way home. You know what I mean? Now apparently you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to do that, or like you're supposed to pull over wherever you feel safe. So but then again, like if you go home, then they think like you're going to ambush the cops. There was one time when I was working at Wendy's. And if you've ever driven down 83 South, you know exactly which Wendy's I worked at. And so Wendy's, I had this manager and her name was Pat, and Pat was the shit. I'm pretty sure we've talked about Pat on this podcast before, but my manager from Wendy's, Pat, if you're listening, shout out to you. Comment below, let me know, like whatever, like come on the pod, yo. Like let's talk about some stories from back in the day. Shout out to Pat, my manager from Wendy's at the time. And I mean, this was back, probably 2008. This was 2008, almost. This is over 15 years ago. This was almost 15 years ago. My manager, Pat, pulls into her shift at Wendy's with a cop with his lights on and sirens. She had him follow her for like 10 miles the whole way down the highway. She said he started pulling her over as soon as she got on the highway, and she's got a 15-minute drive to work. So she made this cop follow her with his lights, his sirens, all the way to Wendy's. And as like the main boss manager dude who's like there all the time, who I'm pretty sure is like cousin owned the Wendy's or whatever, he's just like watching this with the most disgusted and aggravated look on his face as Pat, my manager, gangster, she was awesome, dude. Pat was, dude, she pulling in the cops to your job as a manager at Wendy's is one of the most gangster things you can do. Dude, Pat would she would, listen, man, I mean, and you know, her actual name's not Pat. So like, you know, it's fine. We called her Pat. That was her nickname so she wouldn't get in trouble. Pat would take the coins out of the little donation, you know, like the little donation box, like the Ronald McDonald Kids, like the Wendy's Housing Homeless Children Foundation, the like Dave's Wendy's Foundation, the money you're donating in the little slot, like the little coin you put $1.25 in to donate to the kids. Pat would take the change out of those boxes and put it in the register to replace the money that she took out of it to help pay, you know, for bills or whatever she needed. Like if Pat needed $20, she got the key, unlocked the donation box, counted out $20 in quarters, put that $20 in quarters in the register and took a 20 spot out. And now she's got a 20. And I mean, this is back in 2008. $20 got you all day. $20 sometimes got you for a few days. Back in 2008, when we're talking gas prices, Turkey Hill prices, grocery store prices, $20 got you somewhere. And if you needed $20, you needed $20. And so, Pat let us take home bags of frozen nuggets. I would hand my father bags of frozen chicken nuggets, bags of frozen spicy chicken patties that we would use for the sandwiches. I would hand him all types of shit out the drive-through window, and he would take off and he would just go home and put it in the freezer so we could have Wendy's at home whenever, and we didn't pay for it. He wasn't paying for it. What was he going to do? I rang him up for like a 4-piece nugget and he paid $3 and I handed him 6 bags of frozen uncooked chicken, or it was cooked or whatever. It's half cooked. It's fast food. It's all frozen. You know what I mean? So I just handed it to my dad out the window because Pat said, go for it. And so she made this cop follow her all the way, dude, to the Wendy's. I'll never forget that day. It was so awesome. She came in like a boss. She was like, yeah, I made that motherfucker follow me. I wasn't pulling over on the side of the highway. I made that motherfucker follow me the whole way here. Laughing as she went and collected the coins from the frickin' Dave's Foundation Homeless Children's Charity box to pay for the ticket that the cop just gave her. So listen, this DA, she's a little gangster. The DA, a little gangster. And if you don't know who she is now, you certainly do. And you'll think twice before you pull her over because she's going to have your supervisor on the phone instantly. And she's like, she's gangster. She's like, I'm going to prosecute this tomorrow. I'm the one that takes care of these tickets, asshole. I'm going to prosecute this tomorrow. I'll plead guilty. I'll pay my fine and I'll make this go away. It's so funny that when, obviously the body cam footage, we're all supposed to look at this and go, oh my gosh, that lady's a monster. That lady's terrible. Oh, can you believe this DA trying to use her power? But guess what, babe? She got away with it, didn't she? Guess what, babe? She's still the DA, isn't she? Guess what, babe? They haven't even opened an investigation. People are calling for an investigation. And guess what? The investigation will go nowhere. What are they going to investigate? If she was drunk, she's sober now. And if, you know what I mean? What are they going to investigate? And then do what? Find out she did have a glass of wine at lunch? Find out that she did have an alcoholic beverage when she was out to lunch with another colleague? Guess what? That's life, babes. That's the industry. I'd be lying if I said I didn't go out with my clients, my coworkers, my boss, It's agency life. We're in the agency world. She's in the professional world. You go out to lunch. You get an alcoholic beverage. You don't overdo it. You're responsible. That's why you're allowed to do it, because you're a responsible adult. But if she had one too many and she was doing 55 and a 35, that then becomes an issue. And she just wanted to get home. She just wanted to get home because she had a really, really, really hard day. And this police officer, unfortunately, didn't understand that. And so, dude, I mean, she's got a little gangster in her. And I think she's just, you know, the apology video, this will all go away. This will all go away. And she will have won from the powers that be. She's got the boss on hand. She's got everyone on the phone. She's got all of your badge numbers. She's got them all written down. And she's going to win. She's gonna freaking win. So for whatever reason, Justin Bieber's crying. All hands on deck. 911. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got headlines. We've got headlines. We've got articles. Justin Bieber is crying. And I'm not entirely sure why. He's posted pictures of himself on Instagram crying. He needs our help. Justin is upset. Let's find out why. Justin Bieber's letting fans in on an emotional moment, sharing pics of himself crying on Instagram and drawing a reaction from his wife. The beloved songwriter-singer shared the pics as part of a series of posts he shared on Friday. All of them pretty electric, we gotta say. In fact, these pics of Justin shedding a tear are totally surrounded by other random pics, including a couple of his on stage and a blurry pic of what seemed like marijuana. Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs. In any case, the shots show a totally different side of JB, more somber and toned down than what many are used to seeing. And like we said, they prompted a response from Justin's better half. Hailey Bieber hopped on her own Instagram to reply to Justin's post, calling him a pretty crier. So it appears she's not so concerned with the images. That's good to know. Good to know for the believers. Good to know that it's probably just, you know, marketing. He's probably got like a song coming out. Justin Bieber is probably releasing a cover of Cry Me a River by Justin Timberlake. The Justins are getting together to release music. And so the first song they're going to release is Cry Me a River. So now he's on Instagram crying, and this is all going to make sense probably in like a few days, right? This is all going to be a part of a marketing ploy, just like the JoJo Siwa crap. I'm done talking about her. Not in this episode. Nope. And so Justin Bieber. Other fans, though, they reacted with a lot more worry than Hailey Bieber, asking if Justin was okay and questioning why the pop star might shed some tears. Just look around at Bieber's other posts from yesterday and you'll see it's basically a photo dump after photo dump. And so no emotional breakdown happening recently as far as we can tell. So hopefully Justin's fans can rest easily, enjoy Justin's beautiful crying face, just like Hailey did. Why did Hailey like it? Why did Hailey like his crying face so much? I don't know. There's still answers. We still need answers. And I'll tell you what, I mean, Justin Bieber, dude, this video of him like constructing the orchestra, I don't know if we've talked about it. And if I have already, I apologize, but I'm talking about it again. The video of Justin Bieber constructing the orchestra is pretty great. It's pretty great. And it's a testament to his talents. It's a testament to his abilities as a songwriter, as a singer, and just everything that we know about him and his creative process is part of the reason why we love JB. It's because he creates his own music when others out there just get songs from like, TikTokers and, just record labels and claim they aren't actually singers. People on interviews, not people, JoJo Siwa on interviews claiming she's not a singer, but is putting out music. Like, I guess I just don't understand the disconnect. And then we have people like Justin Bieber who can move an orchestra like no one's business. So I think what's going to happen is Justin's done. I think he's done. I think he's done with music. I think we might get one more album. We might get one more album, like a farewell album from him. But don't expect a tour. I doubt there's going to be one more tour. I know everyone would love for one more tour from Justin, but like he's canceled the last like 4 of them, I think, because of his health. And so, it's just I don't think it's something he can do. I don't think it's something his body can handle. I think he pushed it too early, too fast. But hey, when you want to be the number one artist in the world for a period of time, you've got to be the number one artist in the world. You've got to do every city 5 nights in a row. You've got to do every country, every bus, every flight, every stage, every night, every dance, every song. You have to have the Taylor Swift model. And it's unfortunate that these last few times he unfortunately just couldn't see it through, or he did, you know what I mean? So I think we'll probably get one more from Justin, and we will we'll see if we have even get any more music from him. I would be in shock if he does not announce his retirement very, very soon. I think just due to the lack thereof music from him is a sign. I think the health issues is a sign. And I think we'll probably see Justin Bieber starting to explore other avenues, even though he already is. I know he's got Drew House and all that other stuff going on. So he already is doing those things. But it's just, yeah, man, Justin Bieber, he's sad. He's sad on Instagram, and that is the news of the week. If it's not what you are concerned about this week, you absolutely should be. You absolutely should be. I don't know what else you would be concerned about. Maybe the fact that now Chris Brown and Quavo have entered the race for Rap Beef of the Year. Listen, here's the thing. As far as I'm concerned, up until this exact moment in time, I'm pretty sure I check every morning. No one has responded yet. The last we heard was Drake's response to Kendrick, which was push-ups, and then he released, and I think out of respect for a few people and voices involved, he released an AI diss track with Snoop Dogg and I think Tupac, and I think that's since been taken down for a few reasons. I will let you diverge to the 280 Plus podcast to find out why that was. But nonetheless, that's it. No response from Kendrick, no response from J. Cole, and for whatever silly reason, Kanye West thought it would behoove him and be smart of him to throw his hat in the ring. And so Kanye West released a diss track towards Drake and J. Cole. And in all honesty, it would have been 100% in his best interest for J. Cole to easily body and easily destroy Kanye West with a response. J. Cole was tossed an alley-oop. He was tossed an underhand, and he failed to hit it out of the park. J. Cole could have easily responded to Kanye West, okay? And you know it's else is over when Drake is hugging Rick Ross backstage at the concert. That beef squashed. Drake won. Drake won. Drake won. The fact that Kendrick has not responded yet means it's over. Kendrick can put videos of himself on Instagram doing push-ups and trolling Drake all he wants. Okay, you can put whatever you want on Instagram, but when you don't release a song, it's done. Drake won. He has another number one hit. Push-ups is a smash. Drop it, give me 50. drop and give me 50, drop and give me 50. Top said, drop and give me, like, God damn, it hits. Drake makes hits. And anyone who says otherwise is a liar and or in denial. You lose. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Drake makes hits. He won. That's it. There's nothing else to talk about. Drake won. It's over. J. Cole, it is what it is. And to everyone else who thought that they could get on an album that didn't do all that great in numbers anyways and dish Drake, really shows your true colors. Really shows how you felt about him since the beginning, and essentially puts you on the losing side of history. You have just successfully lost your first round to Thanos. Now, we don't know how this Avenger story unfolds, but it looks like the man with the Infinity Stones just snapped his fingers and Kendrick Lamar ceased to exist. So congratulations to Drake on the rap beef. Now let's talk about, well, congratulations for winning. I'm sorry. For winning the rap beef, not, for having the rap beef, but congratulations all around. Shout out to Drake. Drake's the GOAT. Shut up. Anyone who says otherwise is wrong. Just shut up. Drake's the GOAT. He's the greatest of all time. He has been, and he will be, and he will continue to be, and he knows it, and so do you, and so do I. And so now we have enter Chris Brown and Quavo. And so for whatever reason, Chris Brown and Quavo were beefing, and this one came with a shocking twist. Okay, Chris Brown's diss track to Quavo was, I think, a solid slam dunk, a solid knock out of the park. I mean, the balls on Chris Brown to drop lines like R.I.P. Takeoff, we wish it was you, like mentioning Takeoff's name on the track, insane, and just every other hit that Chris Brown snapped on. That's the Chris Brown I like. That's the Chris Brown. The Chris Brown that makes hits is the Chris Brown that I like. He snapped on that track to Quavo. And Quavo's response was a Quavo song. It was a dabba-da-dabba-da-do, Quavo. And then, someone in the background shouted. And then it, dabba-da-dabba-da-dabba, hey, Quavo, yeah, he, yeah. And he had some bars. There were some hits back. But as far as we're concerned there, Chris Brown, Drake on the winning team. You know what I mean? It's kind of inevitable at this point. Now, did Chris Brown buy out all of the tickets at the Quavo concert this past weekend? I'm calling it a no. I did my research. I looked at all the opinions, and listen, buying all those tickets probably would have cost somewhere around $100,000 to $200,000. I'm not saying Chris Brown doesn't have it like that, but let's look up how much is a Quavo concert ticket. Let's look up here, Quavo concert tickets. Let's just Google Quavo tickets maybe. It's going to be nothing but this story. Quavo concert, here we go. Quavo concert tickets. Except all cookies, of course. We just got to give everyone the cookies. Quavo. Okay, Brisbane, dude. What? Ticketmaster. Here we go. United States. Okay, he's not even in the United States, but he's in Brisbane, Australia, and it was canceled. Okay. So he doesn't even have shows coming up. I can't imagine. So here's the thing. I don't think Chris Brown bought all the tickets. 1. 2, I can't imagine too many people are going to Quavo concerts. It's bad enough we have podcast hosts like the 280 Plus out here, spending money on Lil Wayne concert tickets. But the average person, I'm going to assume, probably only has the budget for like 1 to 2 concert tickets a year. Like maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 at most, especially if those artists are like, claiming to be top of the line, grade A, grade B performing. You're paying upwards of 100 to 150 to sometimes 200 to sometimes 300 to sometimes how much did Taylor Swift tickets cost? Like, so depending on your order of operations when it comes to your hierarchy of artists and how much you like them, I would imagine that most people aren't thinking of going to a Quavo concert. I'm just throwing it out there. I know he's got a lot of fans. I know the Migos have a fan base. I'm a fan of the Migos. I love the Migos. I love a good Migos song. I can't really name a Quavo song or a solo Quavo song, but I know some Migos songs, And so I just don't think that like a Quavo concert in 2024 right now is at the top of anyone's minds. I don't know. I don't even think he's touring. I didn't even know he was doing a show. Maybe it was like a one-off, but I don't think Chris Brown bought the tickets. If he did, and I'm wrong, by all means, hilarious. Hilarious. I love it. I love it when an artist control. The same way Drake bought the drum line to play outside of Magic City in I think Houston or whatever to troll Metro Boomin. Like the drum line, dude, hilarious. Troll, hilarious. Okay? If we have the money to pull it off, great. But I just don't think Chris Brown did it. And if it changed it, let me know in the comments. Do you think Chris Brown was responsible for the empty, presumably empty? It might have been a bit. I don't know. There's not a, let's see. Let's look up, let's see who's talking about it, right? Let's see. Let's go back because the friggin' articles were popping up. News. Quavo video shows sparse concert, crowd sparks Chris Brown conspiracies. Quavo's recent concert getting attention online because the crowd looked pretty small compared to the venue, and tons of people are convinced it's Chris Brown's doing. The crowd in the pits pressed up close to the stage with people back of the clock, no more than 10 to 15 rows removed from the artist. It's pretty bizarre scene, gotta say. And Quavo handles it with grace, putting on a pretty spectacular show from a lackluster audience. But the tiny crowd has people online theorizing Chris Brown may have pulled one over on Quavo. Admittedly, it's far-fetched. Most recent shot, the rap beef. Responding to the track. In any case, no word back. Yeah, so we still don't know. So there's no official word whether this was a Chris Brown prank or just, lackluster ticket sales. Listen, Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo, J-Lo's ticket sales were bombed. She bombed. She changed the name of the tour. Like it was like, This Is How I Got Here Now tour to go along with her bombed documentary that bombed, but or whatever it was, miniseries, I don't even know what it was. So she changed it to J-Lo, the hits, because people weren't buying tickets. And so it's just, the ticket game right now is pretty much, I think, reserved for Taylor Swift, Beyonce, and a select few artists, because listen, it's inflation, the economy, it's tax season, people pay taxes. So people aren't buying tickets right now. And it's just the summer vibe's not there. So who knows the reason for the show? It might have been Chris Brown. It might not have been. I don't know. We'll see. But let me know in the comments below if you thought Chris did it. So last but not least, the news of the week. I mean, it was last week, but I mean, we have to talk about it. The TikTok ban is going through. We're losing TikTok. Biden signed the paper. The House signed the paper. Everyone signed it. They pushed it through. Now, for whatever reason this is, they claim it's the data, but let's be honest. let's be honest. They already have it. They already have the data. If China and ByteDance want to use the data, they already have enough on the United States that they could easily do whatever it is that they want to do with it. So it's clearly the MO from the United States government. Clearly, it's obviously has to be money related. It obviously has to just be the fact that it's not a United States company. And so basically, AKA, our government has zero control. And so things that our government have zero control over scares them. And so that's why we put legislation into place for things like crypto and now ByteDance and TikTok. And so Biden signed it. He said he would. He said he would. And so now ByteDance has 200 days left, 250 days. They have a little less than a year. We have less than a year to sell TikTok to an American company, or the servers will be shut down here in America. And we will no longer be able to access it. Not sure how VPNs are going to work. Probably going to be a real profitable time for, Surfshark and Express. Hey, by the way, while you're at it, if the TikTok ban does go through, why don't you head on over to wadpod.com/VPN and get started today. Figure out how to use it, get it set up on your phone, and then all you got to do is VPN into China and you should still be able to use TikTok. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know what the future holds, but we've got 260 days to figure it out, babe. And I'll tell you what, ByteDance isn't playing ball either. Their rumors are swirling on the Twitter sphere that they're considering a sale, but they're also considering a sale without the algorithm. They're trying to sell this thing without the algorithm, which basically means it's a worthless dumpster of just useless nonsense Americanized videos and trends, music, and just it will become useless. Without the algorithm, it's useless, but that's what makes it TikTok, and that's what's so important. So we basically need an American company to step up and buy TikTok. And I mean, everyone's showing interest, but that doesn't mean that TikTok is willing to sell it. If, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not sure what's going to go down here in the next 260 days. The billionaires have shown interest. The corporations have shown interest, obviously. I think Soldier Boy wants to buy it. I think what we should do is we should let Soldier Boy buy and run TikTok. Could you imagine how much better of an app it would be?
I'm definitely interested in buying a TikTok. CEO, holla at your boy. The CEO of TikTok, holla at your boy. Make a phone call. Get me on the line. Let's talk about it. Let's work a deal out.
Like if TikTok gets banned, where are we going to get videos like this? Where are we going to get videos of 45-year-old white men doing spoon music in the middle of a Walmart parking lot to a trap song by an artist that I'm sure he doesn't even know? You can't tell me that man knows who Gorilla is. You can't tell me that this man has like some Meg the Stallion, some Sexy Red, some Ice Spice on the playlist. Get the fuck out. If TikTok gets banned, where am I going to go to watch shit like that? So what I think we need to do is we need to sell it to Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy wants to buy TikTok, and I think we should let him. I think we should let Soldier Boy buy TikTok for what he's probably got in liquid. He could probably get his hands on 5 million. I know it's not a lot, but let's see if we can't get Soldier Boy on the docket. Let's see if we can't get Soldier Boy. But basically, I think we should let him buy it. I think we should let Soldier Boy buy TikTok and see where it goes. It can't get any better. It's not going to get any better than it is now. And I mean, it's terrible now. It's on its way out. It's disgusting. All of the creators are gone. Like Charlie D'Amelio doesn't mean anything anymore. Addison Rae's out. Like ever since she went to Netflix, it hasn't been a thing. All of the YouTube channels created by these TikTokers aren't working out. Like it's kind of dead now. And like, we don't have any interest in it. I mean, we're stuck in the 200, 300 view jail. They don't pump our stuff. I post every single day on there, if not every other day. I'm constantly posting on TikTok and they won't pump our stuff. We only have like 1,000 followers. We only get like 20 or 30 likes on a video. It's not really even, it's just kind of, it's flooded now. And so here's what needs to happen. 3 things need to happen. 1, Soulja Boy needs to buy TikTok so we can still kind of sort of use it here in the United States. 2, we need to find Tom and we need to bring back MySpace. Not the shitty version it is now, but what it was before. Get all of our photos back, get everything back up, get all of our stuff back, download and restore the backup from 2010 and let's go. Or maybe even go back further. Let's get a 2005 backup going and let's bring MySpace back. And 3, let's pray that Elon Musk, just kind of doesn't good on his poll that he put up on Twitter the other day. He said, should I bring Vine back? And we all said, yes, please. So Vine is most likely coming back. And so if you wanted an opportunity on TikTok, now's your chance. I strongly suggest you keep a close eye on Vine. You keep a close eye on Twitter. You keep a close eye on X and Elon Musk and what he's doing over there, because we might be getting a resurrection of the platform. And if it's anything like the TikTok algorithm, or if it's a refresh, then you know what I mean? It's going to be pretty awesome and pretty quick and pretty vast to get discovered. So if TikTok gets banned, man, dude, what are we going to do? How are we going to go to bed? How are Americans going to fall asleep at night? Because I don't know about you guys, but every night Megs and I get into bed, we take a shower, we get into bed and we get on TikTok and we scroll for a few minutes. And then I turn to her, she turns to me. I say, hey, which ones did you save? Which TikToks do you want to show me? And then I show her mine. And then we get aggravated when our algorithms sync up because we're usually on the same Wi-Fi network. So it happens quite often now. And so now, it's pretty much just the same and we see each other's TikToks all the time. And so, and then we go to sleep. And so what we are going to do in that void, listen, we could like talk to each other. Okay. We could do that. That doesn't really seem appealing. We could, I don't know, maybe like we could be intimate. We could spend like cuddle, maybe watch a movie together. I don't know, maybe like talk about our day or our feelings or how we could be better for our son, or just, I don't know, have a conversation. We could write, maybe journal a little bit, but all that sounds a little disgusting to me. So I don't think any of that. So what really needs to happen in order to save, because I'm pretty sure if TikTok goes away, it'll be the end of our relationship. So in order to save our relationship, I really need Soulja Boy to buy this app, because if it goes away, Lord knows what negative effects it's going to have on my relationship. And if I lose Megs, this wonderful, beautiful, perfect person that I've been loving and dating, my fiance who I'm going to marry next year, we're planning the wedding now. Like if I lose her over the fact that like we have to do something as mundane as like interacting and talking to each other at night before bed. Like, whereas now we can just zombie scroll on TikTok for an hour till 1 a.m. Like, holy shit, that'd be detrimental to like my life and my business. And I don't want that to happen. So if we could, I don't know if there's a change or a petition or something, like, I don't know if we can get more investors or something, or I don't know what we need to do to make this happen, but Soulja Boy needs to be the new owner. I think it would be extremely beneficial for the people of the United States. So let's do everything in our power to make that happen. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Levi McCurdy. Please, if you haven't done so already, touch and like and tap and caress and love and kiss and make out with and just rub your butt all over that like button, all over the subscribe button down below. If you haven't done so already, please, and thank you. Thank you so much for rocking with me. Like I just said, but my ADHD took me on another thought. My name's Levi McCurdy, and this has been another episode of the What Are We Doing podcast. Check us out next week. See you guys next time. I can't wait. Shout out to you. Peace out, everybody.